Hi, I'm Paula Connolly, an Associate Professor of English at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, and I'm going to be one of the seminar leaders for the CTI, the Charlotte Teachers Institute, for fall of 2014. And the seminar that I'm leading, and I'm reading this off to you, is Visual Storytelling in Children's and Young Adult Literature at the Harvey B. Gantt Center for African American Arts and Culture. Two things about that. One is we are very, very fortunate to be able to be up at the Gantt Center. It's uptown. Highly recommend if you haven't been there, you get there, or get online and take a look at it. It's absolutely fabulous space, but more than that, it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for us to actually look at some of the exhibits. Ms. Janelle Logan is the Director of Education, and she's volunteered to come into the class and work with us. So I'm really excited about that, for what I'm going to learn with that. So that's one thing to think about. The other reason, and to be honest, the reason I had to read this off, is the idea of visual storytelling is so popular now that there are a whole bunch of different terms for it. Visual storytelling, visual semiotics, image narratives, and sometimes I can't remember which one I use, but they all work. One thing I'm very excited about in this class is the absolute range of texts that are included in visual narratives, from what's going to be at the Gantt to some of the books that we all use in the classroom. This goes from visual storytelling that is wordless, like David Weisner, who is brilliant, Free Fall, Tuesday, which won the Caldecott ages ago, through visual narratives. And I've got one here, The Arrival. I don't know if you've read that, but that is a wordless graphic novel about immigration and oppression. And I wouldn't recommend it for anybody, frankly, in the very young grades because of some of the violent images in there. So these are books that can go from, from first grades up through high school, and certainly older than that. A couple of things that I also want to mention is how these terms are all shifting. The Newbery Award, which is a brilliant one this year, is Flora and Ulysses by Kate DiMichello, who won it for The Tale of Despereaux a number of years ago. And what's fabulous is the Newbery is supposed to be for the worded text. Caldecott is supposed to be for picture text. You can't separate the two in this book. So what I'm beginning to wonder is what the heck do even these awards mean? Because you can't look at this text that has worded text, beautiful, suddenly stops, and you have to look at the pictures to make sense of what's going on, and then the worded text picks up again. So we'll be looking at some, and that's for middle readers. This is one of my favorite books, believe it or not, and this is Roly-Poly Numbers. And I got this up at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., where they were having an exhibit of visual books. And this one opens up, it's a counting book, and then at the very end you get a surprise. And this is supposed to be, of course, for very young children. On the other hand, you have to be kind of careful how you use it. So what I want to say is welcome. If you're interested in this course, we will be looking at a range of books in terms of ages, in terms of topics. Some of what I do is I look at images of race in children's literature, from current images to images in the 19th century. I look at how we depict violence in children's literature. But that's what I do, and it may not be what you want to focus on, which is fine. But everything from a 500-page picture book, which is what Hugo Cabret, and this won the Caldecott, by the way. So this is how we get mixed up. We've got a 500-page picture book winning something, and then really slim Newberys that have pictures in them too. So visual narratives are turning into everything at this point. But welcome. Come with a whole range of different ideas and different texts, and we'll explore what the heck visual storytelling and image narratives really are. Thanks.